The Epstein files contain new evidence that Jeffrey Epstein was installing cameras on his property. Before we get into the details, Cenk, this is creepy.
Super creepy. So there's definitive evidence now that he was taping. We're about to show it to you.
Yeah. So in 2014, Epstein wrote the following on Larry Wysocki, his aide and pilot. It said, "Let's get 3 motion detected hidden cameras that record. Thanks." And Wysocki responded, he said, "Jeffrey, I already purchased the motion sensor camera from the Spy store in Fort Lauderdale yesterday. I charged them last night and figuring out how to work them as we speak. It's amazing how small they are, the size of a thumbnail drive. 64-hour recording, motion sensors. I'm installing them into Kleenex boxes now. I'll bring them by later today." I think it's really funny that they just like go to the Spy store and pick up their secret cameras. So we've already covered similar pieces of evidence, so you can take a look here. In August of last year, the New York Times published these images of Epstein's Manhattan townhouse, very cute. And this picture here, you can see the surveillance camera is circled right there in the top right corner of Epstein's bedroom. And we have another picture. There's another camera in a nearby room, again in that top right-hand corner. And there's even more evidence of where that came from. So in a 2012 email, Epstein asked an acquaintance to please suggest some web-enabled security surveillance cameras. And in 2005, detectives searched Epstein's home. A police official later wrote in an incident report that he located 2 covert hidden cameras. Both were stashed inside clocks, one in Epstein's garage and the other beside his desk. And there is more on those hidden cameras. Let's watch.
Jeffrey Epstein's victims have long said they believe they were being filmed by the sex offender. And this footage from a spy cam style camera inside Epstein's Palm Beach house appears to show just that. The footage has been obtained for the first time by Channel 4 News. Because the quality is so grainy, during our investigation, we analyzed it frame by frame. And we've slowed it down here so that you can see what's happening. A man, likely Epstein himself, at one point looks towards the hidden device. Images of what seems to be his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as what appears to be several women or girls.
All right, so we still don't know the exact purpose of those cameras. We can only imagine, and anything that we're imagining is not good for anyone involved. But they did exist. Cenk, what are your speculations as to what was going on here?
Yeah, so this actually gets rid of the speculation, right? So there are some clowns out there going, "Oh, there's no video cameras. I don't know what you're talking about." Well, we can literally see them. We can see the video from them. You just saw it. We can see the pictures of them. New York Times has a picture of a room in his Manhattan apartment that says 24-hour video surveillance. Where's the question? Where's the question? Then we have the emails of him saying, "Okay, I'm gonna get this kind of spy camera. I'm gonna put it in the Kleenex things. It's in the clocks, etc." So but yet, and good piece by the New York Times, appreciate, always credit where credit is due. Yet we're still having a nonsense conversation about whether he was taping. Of course he was taping. Is the argument that he got all these video cameras, installed them, we even see some of the video, but out of the goodness of his heart, he decided not to tape anything bad. That's why he put him in the Kleenex tissues, right? So, okay, so he obviously taped them. And why do you tape illicit sex of powerful men? You don't have to be a rocket scientist. It's obviously for blackmail. And then our government says, "I don't know what you're talking about." The FBI in one of the reports said that it was not clear that he had video, even though they all have this information. They already had this information. They're like, "Video, what name so?" "No, we don't have any videos." "You don't have any videos? Did you look for the videos?" By the way, he had a storage locker. They opened up the storage locker filled with videos. But yet there are no videos that we can find, no videos that are given to us. And they tell us, no, it's not a blackmail operation. And finally, as you've heard me say many times, in the 1980s, Jeffrey Epstein was in the middle of the Iran-Contra affair. He laundered the planes that were used, the CIA was using to bring drugs into the country and turn them into Victoria's Secret planes for Les Wexner. So he's in the middle of an intelligence operation. So there's absolutely no question that the CIA knew about Jeffrey Epstein for decades. There's absolutely no question he was taping the illicit activities, and our government has been covering it up for all this time. So it is exceedingly obvious that our government is compromised. So the only question that remains is, who was Epstein working for? So you could make an argument for the CIA, although there's some good evidence against that, but certainly the CIA knew, right? You could make an excellent case for Mossad, and he's trying to help Israel in every instance, in every deal. You could make an argument for, you know what, it isn't Israel or the CIA, it's a group of extraordinarily powerful men that are doing this together. Either way, the CIA and our government isn't working for us, it's working for them, and it's covering up their crimes. There's just absolutely no way around that conclusion.
Yeah, and I think what has come from this, I think that was a really great way of summing up that it's not just about like, oh, he put secret cameras in his own apartment, because of course he did. But what's interesting is how he was very strategic in getting every angle, it seems like, of his apartment, because he wanted everything documented. And even the cameras aside and the storage locker aside, he also had all these emails documenting like, oh, getting all the surveillance equipment, going to the spy store, putting it in the Kleenex boxes. The paper trails with these files is unbelievable. And the fact that there's still people denying the significance of these emails and all the evidence, including these videos, is unbelievable.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.